Welcome to Just Listen Books channel. Immerse yourself in the world of literature as we summarize books and deliver them in audio form. Perfect for your car rides, travels, and daily activities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification. Let the journey into the world of books begin. The Checklist Manifesto, How to Get Things Right, is a non-fiction book by Atal Gawande, published in 2009. The book explores the idea that checklists, simple as they might seem, can significantly improve the efficiency and accuracy of complex professional tasks, particularly in fields like medicine and aviation. Gawande, a surgeon and public health researcher, presents a compelling argument for the adoption of checklists as a means to combat failure, enhance safety, and improve outcomes. 1. The fallibility of human memory and expertise. In the chapter on the fallibility of human memory and expertise, Atal Gawande delves into the inherent limitations that even highly trained and experienced professionals face due to the fallibility of human memory and the inherent complexity of their tasks. He uses compelling narratives and research findings to illustrate how these limitations can lead to critical mistakes in high-stakes environments like operating rooms and cockpits. Key points of the chapter. 1. Human memory limitations. Gawande discusses how the human brain, despite its remarkable capabilities, is not infallible. Memory can be unreliable, especially under stress, fatigue, or when multitasking. In complex procedures, where the sequence and precision of steps are crucial, reliance on memory alone is risky. 2. Expertise and overconfidence. The chapter explores the paradox of expertise. As individuals become more skilled and knowledgeable in their fields, they may also become more prone to overconfidence. This overconfidence can lead to a dismissal of basic checks and balances, under the assumption that certain steps or checks are too elementary to warrant attention. 3. Cognitive load and task saturation. Gawande introduces the concept of cognitive load, the total amount of mental effort being used in the working memory. In high-stress professions, individuals often operate at the edge of their cognitive capacity, which can lead to task saturation. This state, where the brain is overloaded with information, significantly increases the likelihood of errors. 4. Examples of memory failure. Real-life anecdotes and case studies are used to illustrate how even the most competent professionals can forget critical steps. For instance, surgeons may skip a step in a standard procedure, or pilots might miss a crucial item in their pre-flight checks, with potentially catastrophic consequences. 5. The limits of expertise. Gawande argues that expertise, while invaluable, has limits, particularly when it comes to managing complex systems or procedures. The complexity of modern medicine and aviation often exceeds individual cognitive capabilities, making it impossible to rely solely on expertise and memory for flawless execution. 6. The case for external aids. The chapter makes a strong case for the use of external aids, such as checklists, to supplement human memory and expertise. Gawande suggests that these aids can provide a safety net, ensuring that critical steps are not overlooked and that procedures are followed consistently, even under the most stressful conditions. 7. Psychological resistance. Gawande also addresses the psychological resistance that many professionals feel towards using external aids like checklists. This resistance often stems from a belief that reliance on such tools undermines their expertise or autonomy. He argues that this resistance can be overcome by demonstrating the tangible benefits of checklists in improving outcomes and reducing errors. This chapter effectively sets the stage for the rest of the Checklist Manifesto, by highlighting a fundamental problem in high-stakes professions, the fallibility of human memory and the limits of expertise. Gawande uses this foundation to argue for the adoption of checklists as a simple yet profoundly effective solution to mitigate human error and improve the reliability of complex processes. 2. The complexity of modern professional tasks. In the chapter The Complexity of Modern Professional Tasks, Atal Gawande delves into the intricate nature of contemporary professional responsibilities, with a particular focus on the medical field. He argues that the advanced state of knowledge and technology has led to a significant increase in the complexity of tasks, making it challenging for individuals to manage and execute every step flawlessly. Key themes of the chapter. 1. Evolution of professional complexity. Gawande outlines the historical progression of professional tasks, noting how advancements in science, technology, and specialization have contributed to increasing complexity. In medicine, for example, there has been a proliferation of procedures, medications, and diagnostic tools, each with its own set of indications, contraindications, and potential complications. 2. Specialization and its consequences. With the growth in complexity, there has been a corresponding increase in specialization. While specialization has led to deeper expertise and advancements in specific areas, it has also resulted in challenges related to coordination and communication among specialists, complicating the overall task of patient care. 3. Limits of individual capacity. Gawande discusses the cognitive limitations that individuals face when dealing with complex systems. He points out that there's a limit to the amount of information and number of procedures an individual can manage effectively, which is often surpassed by the demands of modern professional tasks. 4. Impact on performance and safety. The chapter examines how the complexity of tasks can negatively impact performance and safety. In medicine, this complexity can lead to medical errors, missed diagnoses, and suboptimal patient outcomes. Gawande uses real-life case studies to illustrate how even minor oversights in complex procedures can have serious consequences. 5. Systemic complexity. Gawande extends the discussion of complexity beyond individual tasks to consider the systemic complexity of organizations and professions. He explores how the interplay of various components in a system, such as teams, equipment, and protocols, adds layers of complexity that need to be managed. 6. The challenge of consistency. A significant challenge highlighted in this chapter is achieving consistency in the face of complexity. Consistency is crucial for ensuring high-quality outcomes, but the variability inherent in complex tasks makes this difficult to achieve. 7. The need for new approaches. Gawande argues that traditional methods of training and execution are insufficient for managing the complexity of modern professional tasks. He advocates for innovative approaches, such as the use of checklists, to help manage complexity and ensure that all necessary steps are followed. 8. Checklists as a solution. The chapter introduces the concept of checklists as a tool to combat the challenges posed by complexity. Gawande suggests that well-designed checklists can help professionals manage complex tasks by breaking them down into manageable steps, ensuring that critical steps are not overlooked and that there is a standard approach to recurring tasks. This chapter sets the stage for the central thesis of the Checklist Manifesto by highlighting the daunting complexity of modern professional tasks, particularly in medicine. Gawande effectively argues that this complexity exceeds individual capabilities, necessitating systematic approaches like checklists to ensure accuracy, safety, and consistency in professional practices. Through compelling examples and reasoned arguments, Gawande lays the groundwork for the subsequent chapters, where he further explores the implementation and impact of checklists in various fields. 3. The success of checklists in aviation. In the chapter titled, The Success of Checklists in Aviation, Atal Gawande explores the transformative impact that checklists have had on the aviation industry, drawing important parallels to the field of medicine. He delves into how the aviation sector, faced with the complexities and high stakes of flying, has turned to simple yet effective checklists to enhance safety and reliability. Key points of the chapter. 1. Historical context. Gawande begins by providing a historical overview of how checklists became a staple in aviation. He often references the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress bomber as a turning point. After a fatal crash due to a forgotten flap setting, the realization dawned that human memory and expertise were insufficient for the increasing complexity of aircraft. This led to the development of the first pilot checklists. Pre-flight checklists. The chapter details how pilots use pre-flight checklists to systematically verify that all systems of an aircraft are operational before takeoff. Gawande emphasizes that this routine process ensures no critical step is overlooked, despite the familiarity and repetitiveness of the tasks, thereby preventing avoidable errors. 3. Emergency checklists. Gawande highlights the critical role of checklists in managing in-flight emergencies. He describes how pilots are trained to rely on checklists for a wide range of potential crises, from engine failures to cabin depressurization, ensuring that they can respond quickly and effectively, even under extreme stress. 4. Checklists and team coordination. An important aspect Gawande touches upon is how checklists facilitate coordination and communication among the cockpit crew. He points out that checklists serve not only as a reminder of tasks, but also as a script for crew interactions, ensuring that all members are synchronized in their actions and aware of the situation. 5. Cultural shift in aviation. The chapter discusses the cultural shift that had to occur within the aviation community to accept and integrate checklists into daily operations. Gawande notes the initial resistance and how it was overcome by the undeniable improvement in safety records attributed to the systematic use of checklists. 6. Continuous improvement. Gawande explains how the aviation industry maintains a culture of continuous improvement, regularly updating and refining checklists based on incident data and feedback. This commitment to learning and adaptation is presented as a model for other industries, including healthcare. 7. Impact on safety. The chapter provides compelling statistics and anecdotes to demonstrate the dramatic impact that checklists have had on aviation safety. Gawande points out that the consistent use of checklists is a key factor behind the industry's outstanding safety record, despite the inherent dangers of flight. 8. Lessons for medicine. Drawing parallels to medicine, Gawande argues that the healthcare industry faces similar complexities and risks as aviation, and could benefit significantly from adopting a similar approach to checklists. He suggests that the principles behind the aviation industry's success with checklists could be applied to improve safety and efficiency in medical procedures. In this chapter, Gawande effectively uses the success story of checklists in aviation as a compelling argument for their broader application, particularly in medicine. By illustrating how a simple tool like a checklist can bring about profound improvements in safety and efficiency in an industry as complex and high-risk as aviation, Gawande sets the stage for advocating for the adoption of similar practices in healthcare and other fields. The chapter not only highlights the practical benefits of checklists, but also underscores the importance of cultural acceptance and continuous improvement in implementing such tools effectively. 4. Implementation in medicine. In the chapter Implementation in Medicine, Atal Gawande focuses on the practical application of checklists in the medical field, particularly in surgical procedures. He discusses the development, implementation, and outcomes of using surgical checklists to enhance patient safety and reduce complications. This chapter is central to the book's thesis, illustrating how a tool as simple as a checklist can have a profound impact on the complex and high-stakes environment of healthcare. Key themes of the chapter. 1. Development of surgical checklists. Gawande describes the process of developing surgical checklists, which involved collaboration between healthcare professionals from around the world. The aim was to create a tool that was both comprehensive and simple, covering critical safety checks while not being overly burdensome for surgical teams to use. 2. Structure of the checklist. The surgical checklist is broken down into 3 key phases: preoperative, intraoperative, and postoperative. Each phase includes specific checks to ensure that critical steps are not overlooked. For example, the preoperative phase includes confirming the patient's identity, surgical site, and procedure, as well as the availability of necessary equipment and the assessment of potential risks. 3. Case studies and examples. Gawande provides compelling case studies and personal anecdotes to demonstrate the effectiveness of surgical checklists. He shares stories of how the implementation of checklists has caught potential errors before they could cause harm, such as wrong site surgeries or incorrect dosages of anesthesia. 4. Improving team communication. An important benefit of the surgical checklist, as highlighted by Gawande, is its role in improving communication among the surgical team. The checklist prompts team members to introduce themselves by name and role, fostering a sense of teamwork and making it easier for team members to voice concerns or questions. 5. Impact on complications and mortality. Gawande discusses the results of studies that have measured the impact of surgical checklists on patient outcomes. These studies have shown significant reductions in post-operative complications and mortality rates, demonstrating the tangible benefits of checklist implementation. 6. Challenges and resistance. The chapter also addresses the challenges encountered in implementing checklists in hospitals around the world. Gawande acknowledges resistance from some healthcare professionals who may see checklists as bureaucratic or an insult to their expertise. He discusses strategies for overcoming this resistance, such as demonstrating the checklist's benefits and involving staff in the checklist's development and refinement. 7. Global implementation efforts. Gawande highlights efforts to implement surgical checklists globally, including in low- and middle-income countries where resources are limited. He discusses how checklists can be adapted to different cultural and resource contexts, ensuring their relevance and effectiveness across diverse healthcare settings. 8. Broader implications for healthcare. The chapter concludes with Gawande reflecting on the broader implications of checklist implementation in healthcare. He suggests that the success of surgical checklists can serve as a model for other areas of medicine, where complexity and risk are similarly high. This chapter provides a detailed exploration of the implementation of checklists in medicine, focusing on surgical procedures. Gawande uses a mix of data, personal experiences, and case studies to build a compelling case for the widespread adoption of checklists in healthcare. By showing how checklists can improve safety, enhance communication, and reduce errors, Gawande makes a powerful argument for the checklist as a simple yet effective tool to address the complexities and challenges of modern medicine. 5. Resistance and adaptation. In the chapter, Resistance and Adaptation, Atal Gawande addresses the skepticism and opposition that the introduction of checklists, especially in high-stakes environments like surgery, often encounters. He explores the psychological and cultural barriers that professionals in medicine and other fields face when adopting new procedures like checklists, and how these challenges can be overcome through strategic implementation and adaptation. Key points of the chapter. 1. Professional skepticism. Gawande acknowledges the initial skepticism and resistance from highly trained professionals, who may view checklists as simplistic or as an insult to their expertise and autonomy. He notes that some professionals see the adoption of checklists as an implication that they cannot be trusted to remember and perform their duties without such basic aids. 2. Cultural barriers. The chapter delves into the cultural barriers within institutions that can hinder the adoption of checklists. Gawande discusses how the hierarchical nature of certain professions, particularly in medicine, can discourage team members from speaking up or challenging the status quo, making the collaborative aspect of checklists challenging to implement. 3. Case studies of resistance. Gawande provides examples from hospitals and healthcare systems where checklists were initially met with resistance. He describes scenarios where experienced surgeons and medical staff were reluctant to adopt what they perceived as an unnecessary or bureaucratic step, added to their workflow. 4. Overcoming resistance. The key strategies for overcoming resistance are outlined, such as involving staff in the development of the checklists to ensure their relevance and practicality, and demonstrating the proven benefits of checklists through data and case studies that show reductions in complications and errors. 5. Adaptation of checklists. Gawande emphasizes the importance of adapting checklists to fit the specific context and needs of different teams, departments, and institutions. He argues that flexibility and customization are crucial for ensuring that checklists are embraced and effectively integrated into existing workflows. 6. Training and education. The chapter discusses the role of training and education in facilitating the adoption of checklists. Gawande highlights how educating staff about the rationale behind checklists and training them on their use can help mitigate resistance and increase acceptance. 7. Leadership and advocacy. Leadership support is identified as a critical factor in the successful implementation of checklists. Gawande notes how leaders who advocate for checklists and model their use can influence the organizational culture and encourage wider acceptance among staff. 8. Evidence of success. Gawande reinforces the argument for checklists by presenting evidence of their success in improving outcomes and safety, both from his experiences and from broader studies. This evidence serves as a powerful tool for convincing skeptics of the value of checklists. In Resistance and Adaptation, Gawande tackles the complex issue of how deeply ingrained habits and cultural norms in professional environments can hinder the adoption of innovative practices like checklists. He provides a nuanced discussion of the reasons behind resistance and offers practical strategies for fostering adaptation and acceptance. By highlighting the importance of engagement, customization, and leadership in the process of implementing checklists, Gawande illustrates how these simple tools can become integrated into the fabric of professional routines, leading to significant improvements in performance and safety. 6. Broader applications. In the chapter titled Broader Applications, Atal Gawande broadens the scope of his argument for checklists, moving beyond the medical field to explore their potential in various other domains, characterized by complexity, high stakes, and the necessity for precision. He posits that the fundamental principles making checklists invaluable in surgery and aviation, clarity, consistency, and communication, can be equally transformative in other fields. Key themes of the chapter. 1. Construction industry. Gawande examines the construction sector, where projects are inherently complex, involving numerous steps, diverse teams, and a high degree of coordination. He explains how checklists can ensure that critical safety measures are followed, tasks are completed in the correct sequence, and all stakeholders are aligned, which is crucial for both project success and safety. 2. Finance and investment. In the realm of finance, the author highlights how checklists can serve as a vital tool for due diligence processes, risk assessment, and regulatory compliance. Gawande argues that in an industry where the oversight of critical information can lead to significant financial losses, checklists provide a structured approach to ensure thorough analysis and decision-making. 3. Disaster recovery. Gawande explores the application of checklists in disaster recovery efforts, where timely and effective response is critical. He illustrates how checklists can guide responders through the chaos, ensuring that essential steps are not missed during emergency responses, from initial assessment to the deployment of resources and long-term recovery efforts. 4. Software development. The chapter touches on the use of checklists in software development, a field known for its complexity and rapid pace. Gawande suggests that checklists can help teams manage project milestones, adhere to coding standards, and ensure quality control during development and testing phases. 5. Event planning. Gawande points out the utility of checklists in event planning, where numerous details and timelines must be meticulously managed. He notes that checklists can help coordinators keep track of tasks, vendors, and logistical arrangements, ensuring that events proceed smoothly. 6. Adapting checklists to various contexts. A significant part of the chapter is dedicated to the adaptability of checklists. Gawande emphasizes that for checklists to be effective, they must be tailored to the specific nuances and requirements of each field and even each organization within that field. This customization ensures that checklists are practical and directly relevant to the users. 7. Overcoming resistance in new fields. Gawande acknowledges that, similar to the medical field, introducing checklists in other areas may meet resistance. He discusses strategies to overcome skepticism, such as demonstrating the tangible benefits of checklists through pilot projects and engaging key stakeholders in the checklist development process. 8. Case studies and examples. The chapter is enriched with case studies and examples from various industries where checklists have been successfully implemented, leading to improved outcomes, enhanced efficiency, and reduced errors. The Broader Applications chapter effectively extends the concept of checklists beyond healthcare, illustrating their potential to bring order, safety, and efficiency to any complex process or system. Gawande makes a compelling case that checklists, when thoughtfully developed and implemented, can be a universal tool for managing the complexities inherent in many professional fields. This chapter reinforces the book's overarching theme, that the humble checklist, with its simplicity and clarity, can be a powerful instrument for improving performance in a wide array of human endeavors. Conclusion. In the Checklist Manifesto, Gawande makes a persuasive case for the humble checklist as a powerful tool for improving performance in complex professional environments. Through a blend of storytelling, research, and personal anecdotes, he illustrates how simple checklists can help manage complexity, reduce errors, and save lives. The book is a call to action for adopting a more disciplined and systematic approach to complex tasks, emphasizing that even small tools, when used effectively, can produce significant improvements. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Your support means the world to us. Click subscribe and hit the bell to be the first to enjoy our upcoming audiobooks. Together, let's continue this amazing journey through stories and tales.